I got a thought for the Dricus Izzy fight when they do announce it, or the way I see certain things playing out. But I'd love to see what your thoughts are around it.
That's like, I won't say it's a tricky fight. It's interesting because I see Dricus as a Marvin Vettori. It's like such similar styles. Is Dricus gonna keep his style and press, or is he gonna change his style based on who he's fighting? Because he knows how calculated and skillful of a striker Izzy is. Now, if we go to boxing, Mayweather versus Canelo, I'm a Mayweather fan.
Canelo was amazing,
right? And I was like, oh, I might have to put money on Canelo because he might win. He stepped in the ring and he changed his whole game plan because of the man standing in front of him.
Correct.
So the effect of Izzy might play a part, or knowing Dricus and knowing the South African mentality, I'm gonna do me. So that's where I see it. It's gonna come down to, does he keep his style of fighting, or does he change it based on, I've got to be calculated here because of the level of striker and ranginess of Izzy. So that's how I see that fight, because we know the fight game can end in 10 seconds or
go the distance.
Yeah,
because I think close up, I think Dricus has the power. Obviously, Izzy's got the speed and the reach, right? There's no denying that, and that's where Dricus says if he comes close up, he's going to take him, whether he does or doesn't. But I think that's the play. Now, the question I have, and the logical things I'm saying is he going to go cool? I'm going to keep my distance, use my range, use my legs, right, and play that strategy, work him down, and then finish him off. I'm assuming, again, it's make my core. Dude, as much as I've been around, all you guys that have been around the fighters, I have no insights on the rest of it. But I think that might be the bit of the play. Now, from the Dricus side, Dricus wants a brawl because that's where I think he stands a chance. Now, the only way I see Dricus breaking Izzy to make the brawl, and this is where I've got to also think, Dricus is not as flamboyant on the camera yet, on the mic. He's just not that good yet. I think to make that happen, he's got to get a bit personal. I think he's got to get a bit more personal, and he's got to go down a rabbit hole that a lot of people necessarily don't want to go down, because then he might make Izzy want to fucking kill him. Right? And therefore Izzy will stand in front of him and we go toe to toe. And that might give Dricus that opportunity. Because if he doesn't bring him in emotionally or somehow, I know Izzy's a big boy and he can handle it, but if he builds that up enough, he might be able to entice him to come in a little bit closer than he would, might give him opportunity.
I just think Dricus, from watching all, of course, his fight and post-fight interviews and press conferences, I just don't think it's in him. You know what I mean? Like the aggro or that type of person. Whether he needs to adopt it because that's the business side of it, like I'd say any fighter needs to start figuring out how they sell fights. And it's part of the fight game. Boxing has been doing it for how many years?
Correct.
People, and not people directly involved with the fighter, but the fans on the keyboards and stuff, they get so invested into it when really it's just between the two guys and they're selling the fight, and whatever happens after and they'll be fine. But it is what it is. It's a fight business. You've got to promote it. You've got to sell it. You've got to hype it up.
Someone's got to be a heel, right? Someone's got to be a heel, which means someone's got to be a bad guy.
There's a villain.
Right? Yeah.
And exactly. So, I don't know if it's in him to do it just yet. Whether he realizes it, like